So then, guys, I believe we are live. I can never quite work out where the best place to have me is. So listen, welcome. I'm super excited that you are here. I'm super excited that you have expressed an interest in making a few changes to your life. The very fact that you are here, the very fact that you are paying attention, it tells me a couple of things. It tells me that you are possibly not quite happy with your current situation. It tells me that you are not willing to stand for the way that things are going. It also tells me that you are at the point where you want to do something about it. So I'm super excited to welcome you along. Doesn't matter how you've got here, if you've clicked the link, if you've requested the seminar, whatever. I'm just stoked to have you here. So as you know, this seminar, we are going to be covering the three things that in 2020, going into 2021, that I believe every high performing man needs to know: how to lose fat, how to naturally maintain energy levels for the entirety of the day, how to rediscover your peak physical prime without overthinking things ever again. We like to keep things simple. This is a free training. So at no point am I going to sideswipe you. At no point am I going to ask you for your credit card details. This is just for your information. This is just my way of pointing you in the right direction, shall we say. If you stay wait till the end, I will be going through my 5-step guide to how that you can look sexier, how you can elicit the fat from your body, how you can increase body confidence and skyrocket your daily energy levels for the entirety of the day. So you may be watching this a little bit dubious, a little bit thinking, is this for me? You know, I've tried a load of things before. Let me tell you something. If you've tried every single diet going, if you have failed multiple times, and if you're close to giving up, and because you failed multiple times, because you're close to giving up, you feel awful. You don't even like looking in the mirror. You feel unattractive to your partner. You don't feel comfortable going out socially. Tell me if that's you guys. Tell me if you can kind of relate to this. Maybe you've even kind of turned down events. Maybe you've made excuses because of the way that you look and that you feel, your own perception of yourself. Maybe you're even suffering from depression. Maybe you have anxiety because of the way that you look, because of the way that you feel, resulting in low self-esteem and resulting in zero confidence. And you're not alone, guys. Of all the hundreds of guys who've already come through my program, they felt exactly like you do right now. But let me tell you something, and I want you to listen. Doing nothing will not fix it. I'll say that again. Doing nothing will not fix it. Knowing and not doing is the same as not knowing. Does that make any sense? Does that resonate with you? Is this kind of making you think? So who is this not for? This program is not for everybody. My methods are not suitable for everybody. So let me tell you something. Are you coachable? Do you hate doing things differently? Do you think you know better? Are you actually 100% ready to fix things? Are you, by any chance, looking for another quick fix, yet another quick fix that isn't going to work? And ultimately, end of the day, are you willing to do the work? Because if you're not willing to do the work, I can't help you. So listen, I used to be that guy. I used to be the guy who expected all of my clients to live on dust and misery. I expected every single person that I worked with, because of my own beliefs, because of my own mentality, I expected people to live like a bodybuilder. I expected people to just literally survive on chicken, rice, and broccoli. But listen, over the last few years, and this is probably this is an underestimation. I've spent tens of thousands of pounds on coaching courses, on mentors, on my own personal education in a way so that I can cut through the bullshit for you, meaning that I can show you the 3 key steps that you need to implement as soon as humanly possible so that you can not only lose the weight, but you can keep it off. Too far. So who am I? Maybe you've just stumbled on me. Maybe you don't even know who I am. Maybe you're like, who are you to tell me how I should live my life? Let me tell you, my name is Danny Wilson. I am ex-military. I am ex-private security. I am ex-nightclub security. I am an ex-competitive bodybuilder. I am an aspiring Ironman triathlete. But most important of all, I'm a business owner. I am an entrepreneur. I am a father of 2 beautiful boys who rely on my daily energy, my daily confidence, my daily presence to keep them going. So does this resonate with you guys? I'm a business owner. I'm a father. I have done it. I have tried it. I have been there. So listen, I knew that something had to change. I knew that I couldn't keep living the way that I was living. I couldn't keep being so restrictive, and I couldn't keep expecting my clients how to kind of do this. So I began, rather than telling my clients, rather than expecting them to do a certain thing, I began to educate them. I began to teach them. I began to empower my clients when it comes to their own nutrition, when it comes to their own mindset. I started to help clients personally develop their own ability to kind of maintain and change their current state. And in this, we kind of massively improve their adherence, we massively improve their consistency, and we massively improve the results that they get. Like I said before, I've spent an absolute ton of money on my own personal development. I've traveled all around the world. I've been to every seminar. I've spoke to hundreds of people. I've worked with mentors so that I can become the very best coach in the UK, the very best behavior change, transformation, fitness coach in the UK. Listen, what can you expect from this masterclass today? Listen, I want to ask you something. What would your life look like? Just imagine if you could wake up every single morning and fully control your state, fully choose how you were going to feel for the entirety of the day. What if you no longer had to avoid social events because you are embarrassed about the way that you look and the way that you feel and the way that you kind of act and portray yourself? And it all comes down to this. What if you had a better sex life? What if you could improve your relationship with your partner? What if you could do all of this without restricting any foods? What would that do for you? How would that feel? How would it feel if you didn't have to spend every day in the gym? Hand on heart, I used to do 7 days a week in the gym. Maybe it's got something to do with the fact that my wife left me, that I spent more time in the gym. I spent more time doing the things which I thought I had to do than my priorities with my family. What if you didn't have to cover up on your expensive summer holiday? You spend thousands of pounds on holidays. You spend thousands of pounds on a new wardrobe to go on holiday, and then you're too embarrassed to take your top off by the pool. What if we could change all that? What if you could walk around the house naked if you wanted to, in front of your spouse with confidence? How would that feel? Take a second and think about this. Here's what you're going to get. I'm going to show you how you can eat what you want, still elicit the fat from your body, still improve performance. I'm going to tell you how that you can completely and utterly end the binge restrict cycle. It's going to be gone. I'm going to show you how you can get rid of the fat from your body. I'm going to tell you how you can rediscover your physical prime. I'm going to tell you how your energy levels can go through the roof. And you're going to do this without doing boring hours of cardio. Does this sound like you? Let's take a little minute. How's your sex life? Do you have a sex life? Is it on the decrease? Is it stopped? And is this because of the way that you feel about yourself, the perception of how you feel, your confidence, your issues? Is the fact that you are feeling like this causing tension, causing friction in your relationship? Are you ultimately, are you tired, man? Are you fed up of not being able to fit into your Gucci jeans, your designer jeans? Is it costing you a fortune having to keep buying bigger jeans? Are you kind of continually making excuses? Are you blaming people for shrinking your clothes? Have you resorted to wearing baggy clothes in a way in order to kind of cover up certain lumps and bumps and stuff that you don't like? How do you feel when you look in the mirror naked? Can you look at yourself? We've kind of covered this before. Do you avoid social events because you don't like the way that you look in a shirt? You're always kind of adjusting your waistband and kind of do you not like that? Does it take you hours to find something to wear that you're going to feel a little bit comfortable in, which is all adding to the stress? Have you actually ever made an excuse? Have you kind of said, you know, that you can't attend an event because of the way that you feel, because of your current state, because of your self-belief issues and your self-confidence issues? Are they affecting more than you kind of realize? Listen, I have awesome news. If you stick around, I'm going to show you how that you can fix all of this. I literally have the answers to all of your problems. I'm going to show you the 3 shifts that you need to make in order to make all of this go away. Listen, we're going to be covering a couple of different things. We've got what we call the restrictive backslider. Restrictive backslider is someone who restricts themselves of all the fun things in life, only to not really go anywhere, only to kind of get so far and then slide back down. Then we've got the body confident professional. We're going to be looking at these two people right now. So the restrictive backslider. Tell me if this is you. Tell me if you've invested in coaches before multiple times, you spent thousands of money and you're still stuck. Are you constantly moving from diet, to plan to plan, to program to program? You don't even know what the most important dots are, let alone how to connect them when it comes to your own personal development. Do you know how many calories that you're eating per week? Are you stressed? Are you moody? Are you fatigued? Do you lack the motivation to do things? Are you spending too much time focusing on the wrong things? Is your current belief system, is your current mindset in the wrong place? Do you want to know? Do you want to know how to become the person? Do you want to be the person that knows exactly how to lose 7 to 10 pounds per month? Do you want to know how to lose 7 to 10 pounds a month whilst factoring in a little bit of alcohol on a weekly basis? You're socializing, you're entertaining clients. You are going to need to have a beer, a wine every now and then. Do you want to be the type of person who knows how to eat a little bit of what they want every single day and still progress, still stay focused? Do you want to be the person that can take clients out to dinner, can attend social functions? Do you want to be able to wear whatever you want, whenever you want? Do you want to feel sexier? Do you want to feel more confident? Do you want to be the type of person that turns heads and gets attention whenever they go into a room? Do you want to be the person that jumps quickly up the career ladder? Do you want to be the person who has no mindset blocks? They have a bulletproof attitude on everything to do with life. Because remember, guys, once we fix the physical, we fix the mental. The image that we portray is going to go through the roof. Is this what you're looking to do? This is you are looking forward to increase your body confidence. Have you ever experienced any of these problems? Do you feel lost? Do you feel confused? Are you constantly Googling the next big thing? Are you constantly looking for what you believe to be the right solution for you? Are you constantly making token gestures, token efforts, buying diet plans, buying training plans, joining new gyms, buying different faddy home workout products, buying fat burners, supplements, herbs, pills. Is this you? Is this constantly you? Do you listen to too many too many different people who don't have a clue? And what you've got to kind of remember is, and you've probably noticed that all the people that you listen to, one is saying one thing, one is saying another, and they conflict. So who is right? Who is wrong? What is going on? Do you restrict yourself all week? Do you find yourself restarting every single Monday, only to give up on a Thursday, only to give up on a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday, and then over the weekend you're gaining 3 to 5 pounds? You keep saying that you're not going to do it, but you do it every single weekend. Why is that? Why is that? And then every single Monday, the feelings of failure, the feelings of guilt, the feelings of unworthiness, the feelings of overwhelm, the feelings of disgust every single Monday, right? Do you get it? Is that right? Listen, I wanna hit you with some common mistakes. Okay, listen, you you wanna be tell people that you wanna be you talk a good game, you wanna be confident, you wanna be happy, you wanna have endless energy, you wanna rediscover your prime, but you don't know how many calories a week that you are consuming. We're going to be covering that in a minute. You are over restrictive with your food take. You're literally, I swear, you're making life so much more difficult than it needs to be. Are you doing endless hours of cardiovascular training, hit classes, circuit classes? Is this you? Tell me if this is you. One, two, and three. I pretty much guarantee you are doing all of these right now. Am I right? So listen, this is the first mistake. Okay, we're gonna go through the top one. We are lacking an awareness of the amount of energy that you are consuming. You don't know how many calories you are eating on a daily basis. So what does that mean? What am I talking about? So you don't know how many calories. This is If this is the only thing that you listen to me about today, if this is the only thing that really, really sinks in, then that's absolutely fine, because this is the big thing. It's the first step that you need to get a handle on in the journey to changing the way that you look, changing the way that you feel. It's called energy balance. Think of it like your bank account. You know how much is in your account, right? You know how every single penny, every single cent. You know how every single hour of every single member of staff, every single employee in your business, you know exactly where everything is. Think of it like that. If you don't know what your currency is, if you don't know where you are spending and where you are losing, you're going to struggle. Put it this way: you spend too much, you're in debt. You eat too much, you're overweight. If we consume too many calories, doesn't matter what anyone tells you, this is the absolute truth. If you consume too many calories, you get fat. Doesn't matter if those calories come from the finest organic salmon or a pack of crisps. Ultimately, it comes down to how many calories that you're consuming. So when you don't know calories that you are consuming, when you don't have any calorie awareness, it's like literally not knowing how much money that you have to spend. It's like literally blindfolding yourself when you do your company accounts. It's like throwing money everywhere. You've got no awareness of your figures. You've got no awareness of your numbers. You don't know where you are in the grand scale of energy balance. You're leaving your chances of success to look. You're hoping for the best. You believe that something else is stopping you from losing weight. You believe that it's your hormones. You believe that I had that bar of chocolate on Saturday night, so bloody bloody blah. It's generally you're always putting the blame on something else. You're always casting out that it's nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do because you eat well. Let me tell you. So how do we get around this? It's very simple. You're gonna want to start using a method, a way of keeping a tally on the amount of food that you're consuming. They're called calorie tracking apps. MyFitnessPal is probably the biggest one and the most simple. It's the biggest one, most simplest one, and it integrates with everything that you kind of need to do. So when you get full clarity on how many calories that you're consuming, you can easily expect to lose 7 to 10 pounds per month. And this is the kind of fundamental mistake that people make. They have no clue of the figures. They have no clue of the numbers. They literally don't know what's going on. The second mistake, let's move on. The second mistake of the restrictive backslider. Don't tell me, do not tell me that this is not you. You binge eat every weekend because you believe that you deserve it. You believe that you have worked incredibly hard all week, therefore you deserve to splurge of a weekend. What does this actually look like? Let's go for it. Okay, Monday to Thursday is good. You don't eat any carbohydrates. You drink lots of lemon water. You drink lots of green tea. You avoid all the bad food. And this is where we start to get into the binge restrict cycle. So we restrict ourselves all week. We think we are doing everything right. We get incredibly hungry. The cravings go through the roof. We get tired. Whenever we are tired, it affects our state. It affects our ability to make decisions. Therefore, of a weekend, we've worked hard all week. We haven't eaten any food. So therefore, we absolutely smash the beer and the wine and the food because we deserve it, right? This is a form of yo-yo dieting. So you avoid all the foods that you enjoy during the week because in the week they are bad, but of a weekend you deserve them. It's the same food. Why is that? Why do you think that food of a weekend is different to food during the week? Excuse me. And then when you binge, listen, you're going to sabotage any progress that you make during the week. You're going to be overwhelmed with guilt. Your emotional state is going to be all over the place. The feelings of failure, the feelings of despair, the feelings of disgust. You feel like a failure for doing it again and again and again and again because you do it every single week, even though you say you're not gonna do it, right? Why is that? And why do you blame everything but yourself? You blame your circumstances, you blame your situation, you blame the stress levels in work. If you don't stop binging, if you don't get a lid, if you don't get a kind of a modicum of control over your weekends, you have zero chance of making any progress. I'll say that again. You have zero chance of making any progress. You will continue on this self-destructive yo-yo pattern, both physically and emotionally, for the rest of the year and into 2021. Guilt trip Mondays will be a thing forever. Think about it. Think about how bad you feel every single Monday. We know that correct nutrition, correct hydration, and the correct amount of rest increases our energy levels. It increases the way that we feel. The way that we feel then directly influences our mental state. So we spend the entire weekend not drinking enough water, not staying up late, eating the wrong foods, which is why Monday and Tuesday, generally you feel awful because you just haven't nourished your body over the weekend. And then you find you're continually restarting every single Monday. Can you imagine? What if I told you you could still enjoy your weekend and elicit the fat from your body? You could still lose weight. You can still have a beer, you can still have a burger, you can still have some pasta, you can still have some Prosecco, and you can still lose weight. Let that sink in just for a second. We use something called calorie banking, which is basically we look at the bigger picture. We look at how much energy we need across the week, and then we apply it as and when we kind of need it. We can have lower days and we can have higher days, but we can bank food for the weekend. We can save a little bit of energy from each day and we can apply it to the weekend. So you don't have to eat the same amount of calories every single day. You can vary your energy intake. That's absolutely fine. So if you know that you're doing something for the weekend, if you know that you're entertaining clients, if you know that you have a business lunch, you can pre-plan for that. You can preempt it, and then you can make allowances for it. You can factor in a little bit of what you want every single day. And when you stop labeling food good and bad, when you reframe the way that you look at your nutrition, when you reframe the way that you look at your daily habits, you will stop the binging, because the cravings will go away. The need, if whenever you kind of say something is bad, you kind of want it a little tiny bit more. All this will go away when you make this shift in your belief systems. When you change the way that you think about food and the way that you think about energy, you'll be able to end the binge restrict cycle, which means that every single Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, you're going to feel fantastic, because you're not going to have the feelings of guilt. You're not going to have the feelings of failure and overwhelm. Take my client Rich, for example. I think there's a picture of him a little bit further on. He was struggling to lose weight. He was your typical Monday to Thursday person, very successful business owner, very successful guy, meeting a lot of clients, staying in hotels a lot, consumed far too much beer over the weekend, consumed far too much beer during the week, and he basically overconsumed on energy for the entirety of the week, for the entirety of the month, for the entirety of the year. All this excess leads to an increase in body fat, a reduction in energy, a reduction in self-confidence, a reduction in self-belief, a reduction in his ability to control his mental state, because he didn't like what he looked in the mirror. He didn't like what he saw and how he felt. But now he understands how to have fun. He understands how to drink alcohol. He understands how to lose weight, and he lost like 7 pounds in 3 weeks. Just think about that. So the third mistake of the restrictive backslider: you do too much HIIT, man. Listen, you do too much HIIT. You spend too much time on the treadmill. You spend too much time on the exercise bike. You spend too much time doing bullshit home workouts. You're running yourself into the ground. You're running your entire body, your mind, your personality, everything into the ground. You're spending too much time doing HIIT classes, spin classes, body pump. And let me tell you, that is the quickest way to not get the physique of your dreams. That is the quickest way to not look how you want to look. You believe, as we are kind of told a lot in the media, you believe that exercise is the most important variable when it comes to releasing the fat from your body, when it comes to increasing your energy levels, rediscovering your prime. You are told that we can exercise the demons away. You are told that we can get rid of body fat via exercise. And let me tell you something, that couldn't be further from the truth. When we exercise, the majority of the fat that we kind of burn, if we are training at the right intensity level, comes from what we call intramuscular triglycerides. It comes from the fat stored inside the muscle, not the fat on the outside of the body, not the subcutaneous body fat, not the wobbly bits. Let that sink in a little tiny bit. The majority of the energy that we use is carbohydrates and intramuscular triglycerides, not body fat. You spend too much time doing ab exercises. You spend too much time doing sit-ups thinking that it's going to get you a flat stomach. All the while, you're consuming too much energy. All the while, you are rewarding your hard work by giving yourself treats like you're a fucking dog, and you're not a dog. You waste time doing fluffy exercises that don't really matter. If we don't get a lid on the amount of food that we are consuming, it doesn't make a fucking blind bit of difference, because you are not going to change the way that you look and the way that you feel. We know for an absolute fact that if you purely rely on exercise as a modality to lose fat, you're wasting your time. If we don't have some kind of dietary control to go with the exercise, no point. If you keep going the way that you are, if you keep eating the way that you're eating, if you keep training the way that you're training, you are going to be skinny fat. And don't tell me you don't know what skinny fat is. If you don't, skinny fat is someone who looks exactly the same shape as they were when they were 2 to 3 stone overweight. They're just a smaller version. They have no definition. They have no muscle tone. They have nothing. But when they take their t-shirt off, they just look like a small fat guy, a small person with a little belly and stuff. So if you fail to develop any kind of muscle tone, you are always going to look skinny fat. You're never going to get rid of the gut, the little pouch that you've kind of got going on. You're just literally going to be a smaller version of what you already are. And who wants that, man? You need to start strength training. And listen, when I say strength training, people always think about having to squat 300 kilos and deadlift 300 kilos and shit like that. No, just train with weights. Give your body a reason to change. If you consume enough protein, if you train with weights, your body will have to grow. Your muscle, your chest, your arms, and your shoulders will have to develop. Then, as we are reducing the amount of energy that we are consuming, we are eliciting the fat from the body whilst we're not replacing it with muscle, whilst we are developing the skeletal muscle underneath. You'll get stronger, you will reduce body fat that little tiny bit quicker, and then ultimately you are going to get the athletic physique of your dreams. Your energy level is going to go through the roof. You are going to rediscover your peak prime physical condition. You're not going to turn green. You're not going to turn like Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's just not going to happen. You are going to look fantastic. You are going to feel fantastic. You are going to perform much better. Your confidence is going to go through the roof. You are going to look better in a suit. You are going to have the ability to stand up and talk in front of your staff, maybe talk at at company meetings, because your confidence will go through the roof. Your posture will change. Everything will improve. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look at some of the people who have been through this program already. Now, the people that I work with, generally business owners, professional guys. Let's see. Leggy. This is one of my guys from, he's a music producer in Los Angeles. Incredibly busy, incredibly hectic, incredibly stressful schedule. See, this is the skinny fat thing. Remember, we were talking about skinny fat? Kind of really nothing kind of to him. 74.8 kilos. Went down to 71.6 kilos with hugely improved muscle tone. Following the exact protocol, the exact procedures, which I have kind of laid down for you in this presentation. Rich, here's our friend Rich, incredibly successful business owner. Lots of business meetings, lots of traveling, lots of time away from home, lots of beer, lots of eating the types of foods that weren't really serving him in the wrong amounts. And you can see here, still enjoys a beer, still enjoys a burger, has full control over his emotions, and he is fully in control of his emotional state every single day. Glen, big Glen. Glen is a self-employed business owner in the renewable energy sector, I believe it was. A lot of time entertaining clients, a lot of time at conferences, eating foods that don't serve him, mindset in the wrong place, belief system all over the place. This was about 7 months work, I believe, and close to 50 kilos that we lost. 50 kilos of body fat while still being able to eat some of the foods that he likes and do the things that he likes, enjoying the beer every now and then. And this is me. This was me a few weeks back, trying out some different protocols that I've kind of implemented into this program. I'm 43. I'm single father, 2 kids, eat what I want, train when I want. These results are real, guys. You can do this. James, in the retail sector, owns a retail unit in Liverpool. Very, very successful, very, very busy, works incredibly long hours, and interestingly enough, is a vegan. Paul is in the transport and logistics sector, but he's also a semi-professional bare knuckle boxer. This was us helping it. I think this was last year. This was before we started working together, and this was just before the fight that he had. Throughout the entire fight camp, he's never felt as confident. He's never felt as energetic. He's never felt as strong and full whilst losing a ton of body fat, whilst increasing his strength, whilst his energy levels are going through the roof. Listen, guys, this is all achievable eating the foods that you like and not training anywhere near what you kind of think you probably should be. These are some of the guys that I've helped. So let's just very quickly recap what we spoke about today. We've discussed that you can eat what you want and you can still lose weight. We've discussed that not only can you lose the weight, you can keep it off for good. We've discussed that we need to get rid of this, the binge restrict, the starve binge starve cycle. And we've discussed why your current view of training, your current attitude, your current opinion that you can train the fat off your body is keeping you stuck, is keeping you exactly where you are. So my goal for today was I wanted to show you that you can get into incredible shape. You don't need to cut out carbohydrates. You don't need to restrict the amounts, the types of your foods that you're eating. You don't need to avoid social situations. We've obviously accomplished that. I believe I've got your attention, but there's obviously a lot more. And I'm, like I said at the beginning of this presentation, I'm going to keep my promise and I'm not going to sell you anything. I'm not going to ask for your credit card details. However, I do know that many of you watching this presentation right now are currently struggling when it comes to rediscovering your prime, when it comes to increasing your daily energy levels, when it comes to raising your levels of self-belief and self-confidence without doing crazy, faddy, short-term bollocks diets. So hopefully you've seen, hopefully you've got a feel of what you can actually achieve without doing all the things that you think that you have to do. So here's my worry, here's my concern, here's my issue. Most people, they don't act on the good information. They don't do what I've told them to do because they have no skin in the game. Like I said at the beginning of the presentation, knowing and not doing is the same as not knowing. So listen, if you want to watch this, if you want to listen to what I've said, maybe you watch the stuff that I do on social media, maybe you know a little bit about me. But if you want to listen to this and do nothing about it, let me tell you this, you will not be successful in anything that you do. I'll say that again, I'm going to repeat it, and I want you to listen. You will not be successful. You won't succeed. That's why I'm going to offer you something. I only want to offer it to you if you are ready. If you are ready to have more energy, if you want to remove the fat from your frame, if you want to see your body confidence skyrocket, if you are looking to completely change your life, rediscover your prime, reinvent yourself, if that's you, if this is what you want to do, then I want to help you. I'm offering you a free planning session where me and you, we're going to hop on a Zoom call. We're going to diagnose where you've been going wrong. We're going to look at where you are. We're going to look at where you would like to be. We're going to find out, we're going to identify why you believe that you can't get there. And then from that, ultimately, we're going to start to put a plan together, giving you the steps that you need to do. Now, listen, you've got two options. You can stay as you are. You can keep doing the yo-yo diets. You can keep jumping from one plan to another. You can keep cycling between losing a few pounds, putting them back on, losing a few pounds, putting them back on. You can stay unhappy. You can stay miserable. Your sex life can remain fucking non-existent. You can literally remain exactly where you are right now. The fact that you are watching this video, the fact that you've got this far, it tells me that you are willing to change. It tells me that you are fed up of mediocrity. It tells me that you are ready to make a stand. So we can connect personally and see how us working together, we can help you implement this completely new way of living. We can revamp your life. If at the end of the call, we think that we want to work together, if we both think we're going to be a good fit, I may give you the chance to work with me personally. But we're never going to know that unless we have that planning call. So what I'd like you to do, follow the link, book the call, or you can email me, or you can message me on social media, and I will be in touch to discuss the next steps on changing your life. Listen, I've really enjoyed this presentation. I've really enjoyed delivering you this information. I've really enjoyed giving you a different outlook on how your future could be. Now it's on you. Now it's up to you to act on things. Listen, I hope you enjoy your day, and I hopefully will speak to you very, very soon. Take care.